Oczywiście, dlatego pani doktor zwycięzcą jest?
XD.
Cóż to takiego, bo widzimy na załączonym obrazku XD, to jest w ogóle słowo.
No, D jest oczywiście taką uśmiechem, tak, to jest oczywiste. Natomiast to X może, nie wiem, przypominać takie trochę zmrużone oczy, kiedy się mocno śmiejemy.
What do you feel when you look at this? I think for most Americans, nostalgia might be one answer near the top of the list. I mean, if my memory is to be trusted, XD was primarily a thing in the late 2000s. The peak of XD in the public lexicon coincided with the days of AOL Instant Messenger and PHP BB forums, and as the internet evolved and modern social media took hold, these things faded away and XD faded with it. I think this tweet sums it up pretty well. But what if I told you there's a place where XD lives on? Now maybe you still see XD from time to time. I do. But I think there are two explanations for this. One is you're seeing it used ironically. Sure, XD crops up here and there nowadays. Maybe you'll see it in a song name or in a video game that takes place in the 2000s or in rap lyrics.
I never seen a nigga walking before. Emo bitches on my line typing XD and raw. That little boy zesty, ooh, XD. That little boy zesty, ooh, XD. That little boy zesty, ooh, XD.
But in all of those cases, it's used ironically as a cheeky callback to the 2000s and the very specific flavor of internet culture in that era. So that's explanation number one, irony. Explanation number two, you're Polish. Let me back up and put this into context with a story. My girlfriend was born in Poland, and while she doesn't live there anymore, she speaks Polish fluently and still communicates with her friends in Polish all the time. And one night, she's showing me a conversation she's having with one of her Polish friends and translating it for me, and I noticed something. They're both using XD. Like, a lot. So I asked my girlfriend about it. Is this something just the two of you do? Is this like an inside joke between you? And she tells me, no. Everyone in Poland uses XD all the time. Immediately, I'm losing my mind at this revelation. In a world where the rest of us left XD in the 2000s, Poland was still rocking this ancient emoticon, and not just using it, but using it frequently. Now, obviously this is anecdotal at this point, right? Maybe it's just her. Maybe this is not a thing that everyone in Poland does. So I started looking into this. It's sort of a thing that everyone in Poland does.
The problem with living in Poland is that I started using XD, unironically, to my friends who are not Polish, and people don't do that anymore outside of Poland, I think.
But so far, this is just a handful of examples still, right? Nothing concrete. And before going any further, I wanted some hard evidence that Polish people use XD a statistically significant amount. So just to be sure, I go to Google Trends, pull all the data for XD usage in every single country on Earth, and drop it into a heat map of Europe. And lo and behold, number one with a bullet, Poland. And I've talked to dozens and dozens and dozens of extremely online Americans. I have yet to find one single person who was aware that XD had a certain foothold in Poland that it lacks in the rest of the world. It's this incredibly weird, isolated phenomenon that has kind of shifted my brain chemistry and changed how I look at the internet. You know that thing that happens when you learn a new word or find out about a new band and all of a sudden you're seeing them or hearing that word everywhere? That has been happening to me with XD. Specifically, it's been seeing XD in internet comment sections, looking at the usernames, and divining that 90% of the time, it's a Polish person. Like, this has been going on under our noses for what seems to be the entire length of the internet, and I'm obsessed with this. Looking into it, I found that there is shockingly little research on this phenomenon. Particularly interesting was one study that specifically looked into how emoticon usage breaks down by geography. This study was fascinating. They pulled a dataset of over 1 billion Twitter posts and broke down emoticons and cowmoji by meaning, sentiment, country of origin, etc. There was just one problem. Despite the amazing scope and depth of this study, it limited itself to just 12 countries. And Poland, and by extension XD, was nowhere to be seen. It was so close to what I was looking for, but unfortunately they stopped just short. On a whim, I actually reached out to the study's author, Jaram Park, asking if she still had this dataset and if she could maybe help me quantify this link between Polish people and the XD emoticon. I figured it was a long shot, but it couldn't hurt to ask. In the weeks that passed, I started noticing this Poland-XD correlation constantly. When I Show Speed went to Poland for the first time, the Polish TikToks about it often had XD in them. I started noticing YouTube comments that used XD, and invariably they had a Polish name. At this point, I was feeling stuck. I needed closure on this. I needed to see this phenomenon with my own two eyes. And as this question starts looming larger and larger in my brain, I get a reply from Jaram Park. It was a very polite reply saying this all sounded interesting, but that she isn't in academic research anymore, but that she wished me luck in exploring this. One line of it really stuck with me. Quote, "While analyzing data is helpful, I believe it would be better to directly ask Polish-speaking people why they use the XD emoticon." According to this academic, this expert who has researched emoticon usage, if I really wanted to get to the bottom of this, I would have to ask Polish people directly. To me, that settled it. Out of options and desperate for some sort of resolution, I knew what I had to do. So I booked a ticket and got on a flight to Poland in search of answers. My hope was that by going to Poland in person, I could answer some of these questions I had. Questions like, is XD really as big of a thing there as I'd been led to believe? What was up with these alternate versions of XD that I'd seen? And the hardest question to answer of all, how did this happen? Why XD and why Poland? After landing in Poland, I begin just walking around aimlessly, taking in the sights, and very quickly, I start noticing things. I've lost count of how many times I spotted graffiti with XD on it, but it was everywhere. Spray painted on the walls, on stickers. It was many orders of magnitude crazier than I thought it was going to be. Overwhelmed, I decide I need a drink, so I wander into a random bar where I learn that Lightning McQueen's Polish name is Zigzag McQueen.
Moi przyjaciele, zygzaki nie złomea. Nie złomea?
But then, as I'm looking over the menu, I noticed at the very bottom, the very last drink is called #XD. Unbelievable. Poland, as it turns out, is a magical country. A country where a prominent political figure wrote a book called The XD Philosophy, the back of which is a edit of a famous Polish copypasta about XD. It's a country where the youth word of the year in 2017 was XD, which led to this TV segment.
To jest, powiedziałabym, przejaw takiego trendu właśnie ostatnich lat, kiedy nam się kod taki wizualny, piktogramy zaczynają wkradać do języka. I to jest właśnie przykład takiego, można powiedzieć, piktogramu, który nam się przerabia na język.
Na przykład ja używam najczęściej, nie mówię, nigdy nie pamiętam, żebym wypowiedział to słowo na żywo w pewnym sensie.
Na zasadzie bardzo fajnie wyglądasz XD. No, nie do końca, tak?
At one point on this trip, I go to this place called Media Markt, which sells electronics. I was getting like supplies, microphone, camera equipment and stuff. And this kid behind the counter is like, "Oh, I think I know you." And I'm like, "Oh, maybe." And he's like, "Are you on YouTube?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, I saw like the McDonald's game video." And I tell him, he's like, "Well, actually," he says, "Why are you here?" And I said, "I'm working on a video about XD." And he's like, "That's really funny. I have a friend who has an XD tattoo." So he adds me on Discord, and the next day he sends me this. If an XD tattoo doesn't demonstrate how major the XD phenomenon is in Poland, I don't know what will. As incredible as it is seeing this much XD representation in Poland, I stop to remind myself the point of this trip is to talk to actual Polish people about the XD phenomenon. Now remember, I've never been to Poland before, and I know nothing about this country, so I rack my brain for somewhere I'd feel most comfortable talking to strangers. And eventually, it dawns on me. A Magic the Gathering card shop. As luck would have it, it turns out it's the weekend of the Bloomborough pre-release, So I look up a local shop, find one, and head there to sign up for that night's tournament. In the meantime, I decide I need a visual aid. So I go to a local print shop and print out every variant of Ixta I've seen Polish people use on the internet. Before long, I realize it's time for me to head to the Magic the Gathering shop. Now again, I'm at this place alone, don't know anybody, so I'm a little nervous. The first round pairings get posted, and my American name very clearly sticks out like a sore thumb. It's just me and Maximus Prime. But fortunately, every single opponent I have is incredibly kind, very accommodating, and I quickly made friends with a few of them. And afterwards, I asked them if they'd be down for a quick interview about XD. They agreed. So, who am I here with?
With Błażej.
Okay, I'm here at this Magic the Gathering tournament. I feel like this would be a high density of people who use Ixta.
Yep.
What does this mean to you exactly?
The uppercase X and D.
Yeah.
It means it's the most default for me right now.
Yeah.
It's for funny things. It's chaotic things. When something weird happens.
What is the meaning of this?
Okay, it's basically the Polish equivalent to LOL
Yes.
in America.
We had it in America too, but it disappeared really quickly.
Oh, okay.
And what I'm trying to figure out is it seems like there's a lot of distinctive meanings. So like, have you seen this?
Yeah.
This is, I don't know, I would never type it like this because I always type it in lowercase.
When you say lowercase, do you mean like this?
Yeah.
Always small x, always small d?
Yes, because I would say typing it in uppercase, it shows an amount of effort that is not justified by...
Is it cringe?
Yes, that's exactly what I was looking. Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Well, it depends. I mean, some of my friends use it the same way as the previous one, and some use it something similar to like the emoji with the tongue out.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a laughing emoji. It's like Steve. I use it very often.
Really?
Yeah, with no context. I can show you.
Oh, yeah, please.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
We use it here.
There's one.
There's one. There's second.
What's this one? Small X, big D?
Yeah, I would say it's LOL in like capital letters, and the first one was like LOL.
Oh, capital L, lowercase OL.
Yeah.
All right, that's helpful. And then small X, big D.
This is for boomers.
Boomers. Okay. Do you agree? Yeah. Is the boomer one? And small X, big D?
It's like for the normies, yeah? Like
normies.
The normies.
That's perfect. That fits with what I've been hearing. Now, as unique as Poland's usage of this emoticon is, I started to realize something, which is that for the most part, the different XDs seem to map pretty cleanly onto the LOL that the rest of the English-speaking world uses. An all caps XD, for example, seems to have a lot of the same feeling as an all caps LOL, and likewise with the initial caps and lowercase variants of these. However, there was one version of XD that elicited an extremely specific and visceral reaction from every single person I showed it to. This one. Big
and
X.
This one, no, never ever. We ain't using that. No, never ever.
The ugliest.
I can sense that you're about to show me uppercase X and lowercase d, and that's for psychos.
That's for psychos.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no reason why you do this.
It's purely
that's chaos.
There was a meme that someone was angry that a guy wrote the X was big and the D was small.
Really?
But, yeah. Right?
Okay. All right.
There was a guy getting very mad.
Really?
Someone who wrote a big X and small D.
I need to find this. I did, in fact, find it. And with the help of Google Translate, I would like to share it with you. Seriously, few things trigger me like that sick Ixta. The combination Ix and da can be used in so many wonderful ways. Something makes you laugh, you type Ixta. Something makes you laugh so hard, go ahead, capitalized Ixta. Something makes you cry with laughter, Ix da da da, and that's it. Smile softly to yourself, lowercase Ixta. Trouble's over. And what does this bastard of keyboard evolution, this monster and disgrace to human aesthetics, capital X, lowercase da, have to do with it? What is it supposed to represent? A dead man with his tongue hanging out? I'll tell you what it means. It means you have capitalization enabled on your phone, but you don't want to click caps for a single D later. Will the crown fall off your head? No. Capital X lowercase duh is a symptom of not caring about me as a conversation partner because you can't even be bothered to click to send me the correct emoticon. Do you respect me? Use lowercase ixta, normal ixta, or capitalized ixta, whichever you prefer. Don't respect me? Show it. Just put that damn capital X lowercase duh in at least one message. I'm not saying hello. Maybe Google Translate fell short a little bit in a few spots there, but I feel like you get the idea. What emotion is this?
Extremely anger.
Extremely angry.
Yes.
Okay. I've heard a few people say, like, if your girlfriend is mad at you, she might hit you with this. Exactly. So it's the meanest version.
Yes.
Interesting.
My girlfriend prefer
Just
this version.
Small ixta. Perfect. And then
Yeah, this one I saw when I was writing to a girl who was diagnosed with borderline. Sorry, I had to make this.
That's the perfect answer.
Yeah.
One of the things I find most surprising about this is how much variance I discovered in how different people use and interpret different versions of XD. Small x, big D. Is that more or less laughter than big X, big D?
For me, it's more.
It's
laughter.
more?
For me, personally.
For me, it's between the one and the other.
Okay.
It's like the middle.
The middle of small
it's
x,
funny,
small
but
d.
it's not the big X kind of funny.
Interesting. To some people, capitalized XD is the only one that they ever really use. It's the default. To others, capitalized XD is cringy and they would never be caught dead using it. To some, lowercase xd is lighthearted or used when something's maybe only a little bit funny, and to others,
It's when someone says something cringe,
Yeah.
I would use this one.
okay. When someone says something cringe. It was sarcastic or even mean. And as interesting as all these nuances were, I decide what I need to do next is get a more holistic perspective. A bird's eye overview of Poland's relationship and history with this emoticon. That's when I came across a talk from a man named Dr. Piotr Szuda, a professor at Kazimierz Wielki University. See, Dr. Szuda is a fascinating man with a very particular specialty, internet meme culture. I decide he's the perfect guy to ask about this. So I hop on a train and head to his university to interview him. My hope is that by speaking with Dr. Szuda, he'll be able to give me some insight into the different ways XD is used in Poland today, and maybe even some insight into how it all began. So, one 90-minute train ride later, I arrive. All right, I'm here in, how do I say it? Bydgoszcz, Poland. It was a long flight, a 24-hour travel day that spanned 5 airports and 4 flights to arrive here, to this place, to meet with the foremost expert that I could find in Poland on meme culture, at least the foremost English-speaking Polish academic on internet memes. But I'm here, he seems excited, so let's go chat with him. Poland.
I'm Piotr Szuda. I'm from Kazimierz Wielki University in Bydgoszcz, the Faculty of Culture Studies.
The main reason I'm here today is because I've noticed a phenomenon where I have a pair of letters I want to show you, and I'm curious what your reaction is to these 2 letters. All right.
Yeah, I know these, of course. Yeah, it's XD in Polish, but of course it's like everybody knows these. But you would probably ask me whether this is still popular in Poland, and you said that it is. And I would say, yeah, it is popular.
I see this as being very 2003, and it has completely fallen out of usage in North America. But all my Polish friends still use it, maybe with a level of irony. I see it on graffiti, on spray paint, on walls and stuff. And so I'm trying, I guess, to understand this disconnect where this seems to have lived on in Poland in a way that it hasn't where I'm from.
Yeah, it definitely lived much longer than in the United States.
Do you have any theories as to why XD would have popped off in Poland in a way that it seems to have not in North America? Why it lasted so long here when it had such a short life where I'm from?
To be honest, I don't have a slightest idea, because of course it would have to be, it's basically contextual, and we would need to basically maybe ask people. It's hard to say, but it's also hard to say something definite about Polish internet memes in general, because of course popular culture in Poland is totally different than the popular culture in the United States. We have many contextual memes that relates to politics, to society as a whole, sports, and so on and so on. So we may say that we have very different contextual regional memes, and so on and so on.
I see. Yeah, it's kind of unknowable, I think, because it's not like any one person, an individual decided we're going to use XD in Poland for the next decade. It just kind of happened organically. No one person chose it. It's like hands on a Ouija board, moving it around. Like it just sort of emerged organically, I guess.
It's like with every meme. It's hard to pinpoint a specific creator. Generally speaking, this is of course the author is unknown, as it is like a collective author, and this is like a shared authorship. So it's really hard to grasp, even in terms of science and how to study this kind of phenomena, because it's probably undoable in terms. We can only describe, we can only try to understand the meanings, but how this came up, it's really, we cannot trace this properly.
I see. So, why does Poland like XD so much? The answer, according to Dr. Shuda, is that it's unknowable. This to me feels like a disappointing conclusion. I mean, of course, if an expert like Dr. Shuda says that this question can't be answered, then I'm inclined to agree with him, but it just wasn't the answer I was hoping for. And yet, for whatever reason, I didn't feel like giving up, and I'm glad I didn't, because there's a little more meat on this bone. See, I've been racking my brain about this question, and looking back on all this footage now, months and months later, I found something. A theory actually proffered by one of the Polish people I interviewed while I was over there that I think is fascinating. When I was young in America, this face was really popular online. Okay. And it kind of went away in like 2005, but it never went away in Poland. And that's kind of what I'm trying to uncover, is I guess there is no clear answer. But
it might be some kind of, I don't know, a transit of culture. But it's also about Polish internet culture, which was established like later than the US.
So maybe Poland came online fully, and maybe being online in Poland became commonplace when Ixta was popular, and it's kind of been like LOL.
Yeah, it's like a staple amongst emojis, I would say.
This to me was a very intriguing idea. The idea that Poland joined the internet in media res, essentially, that Poland came online much later than places like the United States did. It felt possible to me that that could have led to their core internet slang, the things like LOL for Americans, being slightly different, slightly more 2000-centric than what we use. I started looking into it, and the data seems to back this up too. Poland's adoption of the internet absolutely spiked in the 2000s. The number of Polish households with internet access jumped from just 11% in 2002 to nearly 50% by 2008. Even just one of these years, 2005, saw the number of households with internet jump from 8.4 million to 11.5 million. That is a 37% jump in online polls in a single year. And what was happening online during this era? XD. Thinking out loud about this theory leads me to a conversation that actually kind of brings this whole story full circle.
Surfuj bez ograniczeń z każdą opcją Neostrady.
In like early 2006 maybe, around this time, maybe 2004, like Neostrada was introduced in Poland. It's like a fast internet through a cable.
Cable internet, I guess, like would be the equivalent, like DSL or whatever.
Yeah, before that, like sometimes you would even pay like a minimum wage for the internet. So basically they introduced the Neostrada, and more people got on the internet, and obviously more young people got onto the internet. And the thing is was that it became very cheap in Poland out of nowhere.
Okay, like
I mean cheap, but like affordable for people.
In short, the introduction of Neostrada led to a massive tidal wave of new Polish internet users. This influx of new people into Polish online communities, specifically very young people using the internet on their parents' computers, was so pronounced, so noticeable to existing Polish netizens that they even developed a slang term for these new kids.
Something called Dzieci Neostrady. It's Dzieci Neostrady, and it means in Polish kids of Neo. So the company that was selling this internet.
Okay, alright, that's the etymology. I get it.
Yeah. What it stands for, it was just being annoying on the internet, being a kid on the internet, and just, you know, out of nowhere going to this space that was kind of closed before, and just annoying everyone else.
And these young people brought with them their own particular type of slang, style of writing, emoticons. You can probably guess where this is going.
Even if you don't understand, you can still like look at it and see how, just looking at this text, how annoying it is.
Okay.
It involves like putting lots of like exclamation mark in random places, lots of XD, lots of just, it's very messy.
But if you had to pin all this to like a few years, roughly when was this happening in your memory?
Like from 2004 to maybe like 2008.
That's...
Does it align with when XD was a thing?
100%. If you had asked me blind to like pick what years to like XD was primarily popular in America, I would have probably said like 2003 to 2008, 2009 or something. So even if, as Dr. Shuda says, it's impossible to know with 100% certainty why XD became such a phenomenon in Poland, we do know who the founding fathers of XD were. The Dzieci Neostrady, the kids of Neo, these are the people, as best I can tell, who started XD in Poland. The people who used it the most, who spread its use, and the reason it's still used and still identifiable by Polish people to this day. I think that is fascinating. I've teamed up with one of my favorite artists on earth, Anchovy, to create this poster and this shirt design inspired by the video you just watched. There's some good Easter eggs in there from the video, if you know where to look. Additionally, I'm bringing back something that y'all seemed to really enjoy last time I did it, so I'm doing it again. So the website I use for merch has this feature built in where I can send video replies, where you can like write a message and then I can reply to it. So for the rest of the year, for any orders that are over $50 that have a message included, crucially, I'll do a video reply like this one, just a thank you message for your order and for your support. And yeah, I think it'll be fun. Last time it was a lot of work, but I also enjoyed it a lot, and I'm kind of stoked to be doing it again. But it's again, if the order is placed before January 1st, 2026, is over $50 and has a message written in that field when you check out, you'll get a video reply like this one. So yeah, thank you again for even considering it. If you want the merch, go to nickmer.ch or click the link below the like button on this video, or the one floating maybe up there. This is gonna be vertical. I don't know if that's gonna... So the website I use for merch